This one was just really interesting to both Sarek and I think for different reasons, but ultimately we both have very strong relationships with our brothers. We work very closely with them, and so I think we both identified with that sort of relationship. It's a very interesting study of how these guys come together to sort of plot this bank heist, and then it becomes this, real action movie where you're going to take down a bank. And so, when we were restructuring the script, there was a whole bunch of stuff that took place after we got out of the bank robbery, and really we just wanted to sort of explore this robbery as much as possible and do it in a way that is real and gritty and visceral. The look of our guys, I feel is a bit of a throwback, to the old Steve McQueen movie. But it's also something, I think, when you go online to YouTube, robberies, or that's what they're wearing for the most part. It's a bandana to cover your face. So it's real, and it's something that I think it'll click for people, and they'll think that they're watching, sort of the real thing, hopefully. Sarek, I really think, is a phenomenal talent. He's very young, and his understanding of filmmaking and of storytelling is really so comprehensive. Because of the language barrier, his observations are really unique, and the things that he notices and the details that he picks up are different than the ones that I'm used to. And so the input that he has to offer as a director has really been fantastic for me. And I think there's a real trust between us. I think we both share a real passion for what we do. We both just want to make the best movie possible. And so I feel a real camaraderie with him. In the script that we got, there was this relationship between these two brothers that was really compelling, and that was what we really wanted to focus on, and really wanted to make it a powerful relationship drama set against this whole heist.
Let's do this, come on.
We really, when focusing on the brother relationship, we really built up the Frankie character, and we felt like this role was such a compelling role and required a really fantastic actor. When Adrian's name came up, we all got very excited. He comes with so much, once he's invested in a part, there's no halfway, like he comes fully committed. And the choices he's making with this character, I think, are so smart and interesting, and really just make the character just pop off the screen. And it's really been a pleasure to work with him.
James, grab the phone.
I play James Kelly. When we meet him, he's working as a mechanic in an auto shop. He's sort of at odds with the world around him. He had some trouble in his past that connects back to his brother again, but he's trying to get beyond it and sort of start anew. And he's making real progress, and he's sort of getting his life together, it seems. And then his brother gets released from prison and comes back into his life. And initially, it's sort of the struggle as to, do I proceed forward with my life, or do I sort of fall back into this relationship with my brother? And ultimately, family wins. I felt like I had sort of a good grasp on James from the first time I read it. His situation in life right now is a struggle, and so I wanted to embrace that struggle. And that was more just sort of internal work that I had to do in preparation. The relationship between these brothers hopefully will come to life in a real way where people will really identify with this relationship. It's a very interesting study of how these guys come together to sort of plot this bank heist, and then it becomes this, real action movie where you're going to take down a bank, but it all culminates in a real tragedy, and hopefully audiences will leave affected by that. He thinks that she's just sort of randomly come back into his life, and it's a really nice thing for him. We later find out that the whole thing was manipulated by his brother and the other guys in this crew to set him up so that he has a reason not to run away, and they sort of hold that over his head as this looming threat.
Complicit in this. Welcome to the family.
I think I got my driving skills from playing a lot of video games as a kid. And you play, your racing games and the F-Zero Speed Racer, and that's where I got my driving skills from, Nintendo, really. I try to do as much of my stunts myself. Obviously there's a limit, and they don't want you to get hurt or risk your safety. But within the realm of safety, I try to do everything. Yeah. Akon is a force of nature. We were all really happy to get him involved in the movie, but myself, I was really blown away the first time I saw him on camera. He's really, really interesting to watch, and just has a natural presence about him. He's just very natural on camera. I've seen him. He does this show, Sons of Anarchy, where he plays a bit of a bad guy, and so we'd sort of seen him do sort of something. We got a taste of it before he showed up on set, but what he came with was so much more than what we'd seen him in before, and so I think this role for Tori hopefully will be a really great thing.